guys, my name is Miranda, and this is my 23-month-old Boxer and Lab Mix, Service Dog and Training, Bristol. I've had a couple people ask me, how do I use deep pressure therapy, and how did I go about training Bristol? I'm by no means claiming to be a professional trainer, simply an owner trainer that has learned how to do this. As you can tell, Bristol is slightly distracted this morning. We haven't had our morning walk. Bristol, sit. Come on, sit. Good girl. First off, I'm going to show you how she does it in the typical way, which is laying her legs across my lap. Bristol, ground. Good girl. Okay, as you can see, she's got her legs across my lap and she's leaning into my chest slightly. Sometimes she will add to this by giving me kisses. Sometimes she won't. This helps with panic attacks, stay, flashbacks, and dissociative states for me. It also helps with a number of other disorders for different people. Essentially, the weight of her helps draw me back into the moment, gives me something to focus on, as well as petting her gives me something to feel the texture of, as far especially in a dissociative state. So this is our main form of grounding. The deep pressure therapy is also called grounding. Another form that we are learning is on the floor. Some dogs that are larger can actually stand up on the person's shoulder, lean their paws against the person's shoulders from a standing position. However, Bristol is too short for this. Up. Come on. Up. Up. We're still learning this, and we have no cues. We're just learning the form of it. So as you can see, her shoulders are nice and pressed into my chest. And occasionally she'll bury her head against mine, which helps me to be able to just breathe her in and feel her. Dogs are not supposed to stay on just their hind legs for more than 5 minutes without a break. So just remember that. Come on. She's slightly distracted by the hamster over there. Sit. Bristol, sit. Good girl. Other forms of this could be sitting on a couch or a bench and having the dog just come crawl into your lap. Laying down is another form. She does do that for me at night for nightmares. It does help cut back on the nightmares and keep me from turning and tossing so much. Okay. Next, I'm going to move the camera and get on the floor. The easiest way for me to learn how to train her was to start out on the floor. If you're not able to, getting her up on a couch or a bench to learn how is okay too. So here we are on the floor. Again, you can see she has no problem moving in to this position and often lays like this a lot throughout the day on my bed or wherever. Some dogs have more of an affinity for being on you than others. The first service dog in training I tried to train was a German Shepherd, and she did not like the idea of getting on me. So it was a slower process. Okay, Bristol, off. Off. Come on, off. Come. Okay. The first way I would recommend is just simply trying to get her on you at all. Whether it's getting her to go across you standing like that. Her or him, rather. Sorry, my computer's about black. And just treat for any type of movement that she gets on you. You see Bristol's laying calm. Again, she knows this pretty well. But just practice this with your dog throughout the day whenever you're sitting, getting them comfortable with being in your lap, being on top of you. She's very treat motivated this morning. Okay. Once you have that down, that is actually a form of deep pressure, just this. I feel her legs up against my legs, especially her elbows are digging into me right now, but that can help draw me out of a dissociative state. So you can see it's really simple. It's just you've got to get your dog used to being on top of you. Once they get this task learned, you can move on to getting the dog to cuddle you. Bristol, ground. Good girl. You see she moves in towards my chest. Some dogs won't automatically, so you have to learn to gently pull them in and treat them in that position. Good girl. So just practice this with them and they will eventually get used to it. And then you can move up to the sitting position where you train them No, ma'am, leave it. Or you train them to jump up on you. It takes time, but it can be learned. Okay. Then, once your dog gets very comfortable with that, Bristol has been doing deep pressure therapy for me for 2 months before we even began to try this maneuver. I simply, again, she has no problem getting up on me, so I simply put the treat up here and said, up, go ahead. And then I move her paws into position and kind of hug her. I hope this video helps you some. Deep pressure therapy can be modified for each person and dog. Different people do it differently. Different people feel comfortable with it in different ways. So try it out and see what you think. I would be glad to hear back how it goes. And so yeah, thank you for watching this.